realize how high you're getting till it's too late. I am fucked up out here.
And your 420 break for Monday, December 19th, 2022. I am not a reporter. I simply bring up news stories to talk shit about that I haven't read through yet. So we're going to go through these together. And first, Elon Musk. I don't even want to talk about the Twitter debacle or how off the deep end I think Elon Musk is getting. Oh, it might get to that point in this story. Musk's company aims to soon test brain implant on people. That can only turn out well. Neuralink is the company, seeking permission to test its brain implant in people soon. In a show and tell presentation live streamed Wednesday night, Musk said that his team is in the process of asking U.S. regulators to allow them to test the device. Why the fuck not? And here's the thing. I am one of those people, like, yeah, it could turn out poorly. But I'm also the type of person where I'm like, I want to activate this shit with my fucking brain. He said he thinks the company should be able to put the implant in a human brain as part of a clinical trial in about 6 months. Though that timeline is far from certain. Man, we got fucking fusion now. We got fucking brain implants. We are living in the goddamn future. Neuralink is one of many groups working on linking brains to computers, efforts aimed at helping treat brain disorders, overcoming brain injuries, and other applications. The field dates back to the 1960s, said Rajesh Rao, co-director of the Center for Neurotechnology at the University of Washington. But it really took off in the 90s, and more recently we've seen lots of advances, especially in the areas of communication brain-computer interfaces. You guys were here. Where it's very possible, maybe not very possible, but there's theories that say we live in the fucking Matrix. We live in simulations. There's multiple fucking dimensions. We have brain interfaces. We have fusion. We're in space. God damn it. I love, even if it turns out poorly. Oh well. You got to try shit, man. Hey, next on the 420 break, this is easily my favorite story of the day. Cardi B, who I know pretty much nothing about. I mean, I know who she is. I know I did a dramatic reading of Wet Ass Pussy on the radio once. Highly edited, I must add. And I know she has a gigantic ass, or had a gigantic ass. And this might make Cardi B my new favorite person. If you're going to be an example, be a good example. She said she's had her ass injections reversed, and it was a really crazy process. Well, let's find out about that process, shall we? From NME.com. Cardi B has revealed that she had 95% of the plastic surgery in her ass removed this summer. Talking to Instagram Live, Cardi warned young fans about getting enhancers in that area. She says, in August, I got surgery and I removed 95% of my biopolymers. If you don't know what that is, it's ass shots. It was a really crazy process. All I'm going to say is that if you're young, if you're 19, 20, 21, and sometimes you're too skinny and you're like, oh my God, I don't have enough fat to put in my ass, so you result to ass shots. Don't. Man, that's the best thing Cardi B's ever done right there, is try to talk people out of getting fake asses, because it's the craziest thing I've ever fucking, like, of all of the things. I love asses. You know what I mean? And I notice asses on occasion. Probably a few more than I should. But, you know what? An abnormally large ass is not cool. It's not sexy. All the time. And my Instagram gets bombarded with this shit. You know? Your friend sends you a couple boob pics, and all of a sudden there's fucking titties and asses. But, there you go. Cardi B, it's the best thing you've ever done. Next on the 420 break, some things just fucking baffle me. Mountain lion, often known as the Hollywood cat. Now, I think I have an old version of this story. I think it's been updated. The Hollywood cat is being evaluated by wildlife officials after exhibiting signs of distress, including killing a leash dog in a residential neighborhood. So what they had done, they had captured this mountain lion. They're going to let it live out its days in some sort of sanctuary. And I think since this mountain lion has actually been euthanized, like mountain lions in California and other populated places, once they get older, they go for weaker prey. They're more apt to kill or attack humans. But, so I should say that I think probably in that case, euthanization is probably the way to go. But the fact that they did capture it and going to give it sanctuary before it became obviously too old, I think was what I saw in the story, too old to take care of anymore and too sick. Your intent was to let it live out the rest of its days in captivity. And I'm just like, I'm sure that cat loves it. You know what I mean? You think you're doing it a service, and you're essentially taking this thing from its home and terrifying it for the rest of its fucking life. It's a great way to live out its days. Way to go. Stop meddling with fucking nature, man. George Carlin said a long time ago. Hey, last on the 420 break. A couple Nigerian TikTokers, which I try to put, think of like TikTokers. If you were to say that shit to somebody like even 10 years ago at this point, 5 years ago, you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? But now it's just accepted language. Anyway, I'm a big fan of free speech. I don't ever want to see anybody get caned, and that's what happened to these two TikTok comedians who've been publicly whipped in Nigeria for making a video that a court in the northern Kano state ruled had defamed the state governor, that I'm not going to try to pronounce his name. According to a judicial spokesperson, they each received 20 lashes for making defamatory statements about the governor. So free speech is not prevalent in Nigeria. And that shit just irritates me. But it reminds me of, like, the Brittany Griner case. You know? I don't have any hot button. It's not a hot take, necessarily, for me to say that. What was that one out of Singapore? I don't know how many people remember that caning story. There was an American fucking douchebag who went to Singapore. I think he did some graffiti, and he got caned, and there was a big uproar. Should we let him get caned? And I think he ended up getting caned. I'm like, whoa, was it, was it his fault? And I remember a lot of people fucking laughed about it, including myself. Should he deserve it? Maybe he did. But it also reminds me of the Brittany Griner case, where people will say she didn't deserve to be in prison for 9 fucking years for weed, essentially. And I'm kind of leaning towards that. I also am of the opinion that you kind of get what you deserve. You should maybe do the time. 9 years in a labor camp seems like a bit much for weed to me. So in that case, maybe try to get them out of that situation. If Brittany Griner would have gotten caned for her weed in Russia, 20 lashes, let's say, I probably would have been like, 9 years in a labor camp, a bit much. A little bit of local custom corporal punishment. Well, I mean, that kind of fucking sucks. It would be fucking terrible. I don't want to say I want her to get whipped or beat because I don't. But, it just sucks. Anyway, is the point of that story. Hey, that's your 420 break. Eat some Doritos, chill out, get your ass back to work.
Hey, old man. I got the fucking munchies real bad. How about you?
Hey. Smoke weed every day.